Part two of this. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey. This is Krystal Taylor, the owner of Fitness is Not a Game, the leader of this Black health and fitness revolution. I welcome you back to part two of trying this thing. We're talking about this or that. What should you eat? What's the best decision to make when it comes to making your lunch and your dinner? Make sure we read these labels and not assuming that we know what's best. So if you're back with me, hey, let me know that you're back. If you're watching on replay, type replay in the comments so I know that you came back and watched on replay, because most of you will be. And today, again, we're going to get through this without all the technological issues. And also, if you're watching, make sure you start a watch party to let people know that I'm back and we're fighting through technical issues. And of course, drinking our water, because water is babe, water is needed, right? All right. So, rewind. All right. So today, we're talking about this or that. Which one should you eat? Which one, which item has more nutritional value, especially when it comes to what your health and fitness goals are. A lot of times we can assume that something is good, assume that something is bad, but we really don't know until we look at the label. Y'all know I always want y'all to look at the label. So today, we're going to break it down when we're talking about lunch and dinner. And I just put those together because, you know, what I eat for lunch, I can eat for dinner and vice versa, right? So we have our meats, our sides, and our breads, right? And I see folks come back in. Hey, let me know you're here. Say hey, especially let me know, make sure I can see these comments, right? All right. So we're going to start with our breads. And what I want you to do when I show you, and even for my folks who are watching on replay, this is for you too. This is for you too. I'll show you the options for each category. Then I want you to vote on which one you think will be the healthier option, right? And then we'll go through the nutrition labels. And then after that, I want you to tell me if your decision is the same. My pocket loves grabbing the cabinets. Or if you've changed, all right? So if y'all ready, type ready in the comments. Let me know. And again, remember, start your watch party. Let people know I'm back. Technical issues won't hold me down. We're not going to do that. Folks need this info. All right, let's go. All right, so what we're doing first are the breads. Your options are whole grain white bread. And I told y'all this is my for real kitchen. Y'all see the bread, it's been open to use. And low carb tortillas, right? Again, open to use. So let me know which one you think would be the healthier version, the healthier option, I should say. All right, then we're gonna get into these labels. So tell me in the comments, when you're comparing labels, what's the first thing that you look at? All right, we don't have no time for all the Jeopardy music. It is the serving size. So for our tortillas, the serving size is 1 tortilla. For our bread, the serving size is 2 slices. So this is what I want you to be mindful of. Are you just eating 1 slice of bread because you're doing an open-faced sandwich, or you just want it as a side? Or are you going to have a wrap? And that's all you're going to wrap for lunch. Or are you making tacos where you may have 2 or 3? Okay? So that's what you have to be mindful of. Now let's look at what the numbers say. So we're going to start with calories. Hey, good, I'm back. Good. Start watch parties. Let folks know we're back. Calories. So we're going to look at calories, fat, sodium, carbs, and protein. Major points. Calories, 140 for our whole grain bread. For the tortillas, 80. Now, depending on if you were deciding between a sandwich or just a wrap for lunch, then your tortillas will win. However, if you're trying to decide, maybe you're trying to decide if you're going to do a chicken sandwich for dinner, right? Or maybe you just want 1 piece of toast on the side, or you're having tacos where you would use 2, at least 2, then we're looking at the bread as the winner, because this has 140 calories or 70 depending on how many you eat, and this would be 160. All right, so bread is winning on that one. Oh, that's fine, Fred. It's cool. All right, so for fat, total fat, for our bread, we have 1.5 grams of fat. And in our tortillas, we have 2 grams of fat. Let's look at the types of fat, because all fats aren't bad. Let's be clear about that. You need fat to burn fat. So in the tortillas, we have 1 gram of saturated fat, 1 gram of polyunsaturated fat. So it's half and half, good and bad fats, right? In the bread, all of the fats come from our polyunsaturated fat, which is a good fat. Now, again, if you're eating 2 tacos, that means you're getting 4 grams of fat, whereas the most for your sandwich, you're only still going to get 1.5. So that means that the bread is winning in the fats category. Okay? Next up, sodium, 260 milligrams versus 120 milligrams. Again, if you're eating 2, then this is 240 milligrams, still versus 260. So tortillas are winning in that category. Now we already know, next up is carbs. It says it right here. Look at that, low carb tortillas. We know with that they're gonna win, but let's talk about the difference. So when we're looking at the carbs, if they have fiber, we have to include that as well, because the fiber basically counteracts the carbs. So you subtract your fiber from your carbs to get your net carbs. That's why you'll see on certain packages it says 7 net carbs. Does it say it on here? It doesn't have it on the front. Oh, it does. It says 4 grams of net carbs. You see that? So that means, there we go. If you look at this, let me take this down so you can see. See that? There are 11 grams of carbs and 7 grams of fiber. 11 minus 7 equals your 4. All right? With our bread, 26 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fiber, 24 net grams, which means our tortillas are winning. Last up, oh, we're looking at added sugars too. 4 grams of added sugars, less than 1 gram of added sugar. So when it comes to the carbs, tortillas are winning all the way around. Protein, 5 grams of 5 grams of protein and 2 grams of proteins in our tortillas. So even if you had 2 tacos, you're still only getting 4 grams versus the 5. So let's do a quick recap. Yes, Megan, we are back. Hey. Megan, check see if you have the option to start a watch party. Freddie couldn't. Let folks know we are back. All right, so let's do a quick recap. Because earlier, on part 1, everybody said the tortillas. Let's do a recap on the numbers. And remember, let's say you're doing tacos. Okay? You're doing 2 tacos. Because we're doing serving size. 2 versus 1. 2 and 2. Calories. 140 will be 160. If you're watching your calories, the bread wins. When we're looking at our fat, it would be 4 grams of fat versus 1.5 grams of fat. The bread wins. When we're looking at sodium, 260 milligrams versus 240. The tortillas are pulling in the race. With carbs, we already know what's up with that. 4 net grams each, so that's 8 grams of carbs, and then you still have your 24 here. So we know tortillas are winning. And then when it comes to our protein, 5 grams of protein, 4 grams of protein, the bread is winning. So when you look at the numbers, the bread, which one it wins out of the majority of the time, the bread wins the majority of the categories. However, again, it's based on what your goals are. If you're trying to follow a lower carb diet, then you're going to go here. Watching your sodium, you're going to go here. But if you're solely tracking your calories, bam. If you want to minimize the amount of fat that you consume, bam. If you're trying to get as much protein as possible, bam. So you decide, but I think everybody assumed that the low carb tortillas were just going to blow the bread out the water, and that was not the case. Nutritionally, overall, the whole grain bread has a lot more to offer just overall. But again, based on your decisions, you decide. All right. Let me know if you've changed your mind now based on these numbers, or if you're still going to stick with the tortillas. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. We're going to drink some water, and we're going to go with these. What are we going with next? I will let y'all choose this time. Are we going with the meats next, or are we going with the grains next? Let me know in the comments which one you want me to do next. Because I'm open either way. Check these comments. Oh, okay, Megan, that's fine. You know how the book goes. It gives and it takes away. Gives and it takes away. So, all right, y'all got 3 seconds. I know we're on a delay. Y'all got 3 seconds to make a choice. Okay, Freddie said the meat. We want the meat. Bam. Cool. Get this bread out the way. Let's go with the meats. Your options for your meats. We have jumbo shrimp. And again, I'll show you what the options are, and then you tell me which one you think would be a healthier option. Got our jumbo shrimp. We have our Alaskan salmon, boneless with skin. Megan, 30 beat you to the options. Do I use spreader bread? Megan, I don't. I actually don't eat a lot of bread. What's funny is I had a breakfast sandwich this morning, but I don't do a lot of bread. Typically, when we get bread, it is either the whole grain, or I might get the high fiber, low carb bread. But I don't do a lot of bread. We used to do like 2 or 3 loaves a week, but it's typically just this every once in a while. So yeah. Let's see. Whoa, comments disappear. Shut your the book. Goodness. All right. The third option would be boneless, skinless chicken breast. So tell me which one you think will be the better option: the chicken, your salmon, or your shrimp. And it's a shame because I don't really do beef, so I don't have beef in the house. And I have some ground turkey, but bought in larger size and broke it down, took it out the container. So we couldn't look at those notes. All right, so let's go over them. We're looking at the basics, and these are all too heavy for me to hold up. So I'm gonna have to read them to you, and y'all gonna have to pay attention. All right. Serving size: 4 ounces, 4 ounces, and 4 ounces. So good. We're even on the same playing field with all of them. So 4 ounces of shrimp, 90 calories. 4 ounces of salmon, 125. And then 4 ounces of chicken, 120. All right. So if you're keeping tally, and I want you to keep tally, Megan said she'd probably go with the shrimp. Ms. Linda said probably the salmon. Okay, there we go. Megan said she thinks probably have more protein. Let's see. All right. So if you're just doing calories, the shrimp wins. Next up, fat, 0, 4, and that's the skin, and then 4 grams. Now let's check see if it's good or bad fats, right? So let's see, saturated fat, 1/2 gram in here. Only 1/2 gram. So these are the good fats. Well, we know salmon has the good fats anyway. And then let's see. Yeah, the chicken, it shows on the label. I don't know why they didn't break it down on there, but it's some 1 gram of saturated fat here, 1/2 gram of saturated fat. But with the fat winning is the shrimp. So shrimp is winning 2-2 so far. Sodium, 250 milligrams versus 150 versus 200. So with our sodium, the salmon has entered the race. Dun, 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 dun. It's getting interesting. Carbs, 1 gram, 0, and let's see, 0. So if you're watching carbs, and it's not like that 1 gram is too much anyway. Y'all know protein don't have a lot of carbs anyway. Now let's hit the protein, because that was something Megan said. Shrimp has 20 grams. Our chicken has 21. So shrimp already lost out on that. And our salmon has 24. So when we tally up, poached chicken didn't win anything. Poached chicken didn't win anything. So we're just gonna go and whip this out the way. But when we go back and look at our seafood, come on seafood, come through seafood. Because I love me some seafood. I eat chicken, but I love seafood. So calories, bam, salmon wins. Fat, bam, I mean shrimp. I said salmon. Shrimp wins calories, shrimp wins fat. Sodium, salmon comes in. Carbs, salmon comes in. And protein, salmon comes in. So overall, the salmon was the winner. Miss Linda was right. Overall, again, it depends on what your goals are. But I will tell you that I would prefer the salmon for you all, especially when it comes to the sodium, protein. And I said all fats are not bad fats. These are the good fats in here. We need that fat again to burn the fat. So while shrimp is lighter, you can eat more of it for the same calories per se. When we look at everything overall, more nutritional value is in the salmon. So come on, right? Freddie says seafood for the win. So, Miss Linda, you're right. Don't have a prize for you, right? I see you. You're a star. You got it. All right. Last up will be our grains. Let me know if y'all were surprised by any of that. Like Freddie said, seafood for the win. Poached chicken. But I'll say this. Let me back up before we go on. Chicken has to get an honorable mention. Now, remember, these are skinless, boneless chicken breasts. If I had thighs, drums, anything else, the numbers would be different. This chicken is still a very solid contender. It was in the middle with the calories. The fat was about the same. Well, the fat was a little different, but it was the same almost with the salmon. And then sodium was in the middle. Proteins in the middle. It's like right in the middle of both of them. So it's not bad at all. It's not like it was just trash. The numbers are crazy. You can't really go wrong, but if you're looking at overall, your salmon is the winner. Let's see. Megan says salmon is my fave, actually, but I love it. Salmon is, I love me some salmon. I love me some salmon. All right. So we're ready for the grains. This is probably the one people want to know the most about. People love the grains and the sides, right? So, I have 4. And we can honestly break it down into 2 more categories. You see, we have 2 rices. Have our enriched long grain white. Then we also have our yellow rice. I like yellow rice. I do. But then I brought in, and this is the thing. Bam! I'm going to switch it up. Reverse it. Because we have our kit of couscous and then our plain quinoa. So to even it out, make it fair, I'm going to put the pre-seasoned sides together and then the non-seasoned sides together. Come on, we're going to do that. And I know y'all want to know about the seasoned stuff last. That's the most important, right? The most interesting. So let's do the unseasoned, because these are more comparable, because you can basically season these the same way you would do it yourself. Y'all know I'm a big fan of cooking with broth. Don't cook with water. What you doing with that water, sis? Nothing. Not adding no flavor. That's what you're not doing. Cook with some broth, make your own season, put in your own herbs and spices, and they'll be just as delicious. But let's look at these together. So nutritionally, which one do you think you should try? Which one do you think you should have? The quinoa or the rice? Let me know in the comments. I'll drink some water as I wait for your votes. All right, enough Jeopardy. See what y'all got. Let's go. First thing we look at, serving size. A quarter cup dry. A quarter cup dry. There we go. Right on the same playing field. All right. calories, 160, 160. Bam, they both win. Total fat, 2.5, 0. And with this fat, it didn't break it down where the fat comes from. So if we're looking at what's winning, oh, okay, most people saying quinoa is going to win. With the fat, the rice is winning. All right. Sodium, 10 milligrams, 0 milligrams. Quinoa came back in like, bam, you're not going to take my spot? Come on. Carbs. That's what y'all like. Because most folks, when they think of the grains, they don't want to have them because they're reducing their carb intake or trying not to have that much at all. Let's look. 36 grams in the rice, 27 grams with 3 grams of fiber. There's no fiber in the rice. So we're looking at 24 grams, net grams of carbs. Quinoa came back again strong. Now, drum roll, please. Let's see this protein. They have 6 grams of protein with the quinoa and 3 grams of protein with the rice. So when we tally it up, calories, boom, they both win. With the fat, the rice wins. With the sodium, the quinoa wins. With the carbs, the quinoa wins. With the protein, the quinoa wins. Y'all were right. I don't have prizes for you, but you're right. Congratulations. Oh yeah, and I don't have prizes, but if you all see in the description, there's a special offer just for this weekend. If you do not have your own deck or decks of the Fitness is Not a Game playing cards for this weekend only, when you click the link, go to bit.ly/Fanatic Cards, or you can go to fitnessisnotagame.com/cards. Get your cards, enter the promo code free ship for free shipping just this weekend. Just this weekend only. Keep it fun and spicy in your workouts. So right on for guessing the quinoa is the winner, but the rice isn't bad either. It's not bad. It's a lot of carbs, but we knew that. But overall, did you realize that there was protein in your rice? You know, it's twice as much in the quinoa, but there's still protein here. But we said when we're looking at overall nutritional value, to be able to reduce your calories, to be able to increase your protein, to be able to watch your sodium, quinoa is a great option. That's why I did so many segments with it, because I want you to have different options. Most of us were raised and brought up on rice. Quinoa, you can't pronounce it, don't know how to spell it, seems weird. Like, what you do with it, the same thing you would do with your rice. All right, so there we go. Good. Last up, our packages, our seasoned packages. And I would say that my family enjoys both immensely. We haven't had the yellow rice in a while. I was so excited when I saw it at the store recently. But we have Parmesan couscous, and then we have the yellow rice. Tell me which one you think has the most nutritional value in the comments. And then drink some water. So Megan asked the question, if you want rice, will brown rice be better? It just takes a million years to cook, so I don't like cooking it. I was looking for brown rice in my pantry, but I didn't have any. And I wanted to show you the difference, the labels together. Megan, and everybody else watching, there's no nutritional difference between the two. As far as the labels, they are basically the same. What is different is the makeup of the carbs. It's more complex carbs, so you're not going to get that breakdown, that sugar rush. Like whenever you eat anything white, refined, that means that they took all of the complex parts out of the carbs that help you stay fuller longer. And honestly, it doesn't even have extra fiber. From the last time I remember looking at a brown rice label, I don't think there was any difference. It's just the process in which they were made. And that's the truth. That is the truth. But check it out the next time. And you know what? I'll look to see if I can find a picture of a brown rice label and compare them, and then we'll talk about it. But great question. Let's see. Megan said, my mother used to buy yellow rice all the time when I was little. Yes. Has a lot of sodium. Yep. Miss Linda says she thinks the couscous is healthier. All right. Let's get to it. All right. Serving sizes. Third cup dry. Third cup dry. Bam. I like when that is same serving size. Makes it so much easier. Don't do all that, man. Look. All right. So let's look at them. Let's look at them. Starting at the top. Starting from the top. We need to start from the bottom. Calorie wise, 200, 200. They're the same. Fat, 1 gram, 0 grams. So if you're looking at fat, yellow rice is winning. Sodium, 590. In the yellow rice, in the couscous, 510. They're still very high, but the doggone couscous is winning. When we're looking at our carbs, we have 43 grams of carbs with 1 gram of fiber, so that's net grams 42. And then here we have 40 grams with 2 grams of fiber, net of 38. So the couscous came back. Protein, we have 8 grams of protein here, and we have 4 grams of protein with our yellow rice. So let's do our tally with the calories. Bam, they both win. With our fat, the yellow rice wins. And let's look at the types of fat. They didn't even break down. I hate when they don't break down. Oh, most of the fat is monounsaturated fat, so it's a good fat. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. And because we need the fats to burn the fats, I will say that over and over again. You need the good fats to burn the fat. Just saying. Sodium, couscous, carbs, couscous, protein, couscous. So there we go. If you're looking at the overall nutritional value, your couscous wins. If you're just looking at tracking your calories, then you can choose either or. It's still about your nutritional goals. Your nutritional goals. All right. So what y'all think? So any surprises? So you know what? Just for fun, let's do couscous versus quinoa. Just because. Quinoa is probably about to blow this out the water. Oh, not necessarily. Okay. 160 calories, 200 calories. So quinoa wins. Fat, 2.5 to 1. But I think they're both good fats. So if you're just counting, looking at your fat, okay, but still good fats. Sodium, we already know that's out the door. 510 to 0, bam. Carbs, 24 to 38, bam. Protein, 8 to 6, bam. Couscous came back on that. So calories, fat, sodium, I'm just alternating, carbs, protein. Can't go wrong, but your quinoa won. Any surprise, right? Miss Linda says she is winning. Miss Linda, like, I'm guessing. Well, you're not even guessing, Miss Linda. You are making great decisions. You're like, I've been learning. I've been listening. And just for fun, let's look at these rices. Why not? Right? We got a few minutes. Still under 30. Ow! Calories, 160, 200. Rice is winning. Let's see. Fat. Both have 0. Sodium, oh, we already know that. 10 to 590, bam. Carbs, 36 to 42, bam. And then protein, 3 versus 4. So calories, fat, sodium, carbs, protein. Your regular rice wins out over the yellow rice. The sodium is the kicker. The sodium is the kicker. Sodium is the kicker. My peoples, we have to be mindful of our sodium intake. We have to be mindful of it. Like I said, not everybody does, because like I said, I've told you all many times, I have low blood pressure, so the sodium is not too much of a concern for me right now. That does not mean that things can't change. Should I decide I'm just going to keep eating all of the doggone sodium and salt that I can, I just know that that's my body, that I don't have to watch it as much. That does not mean that I don't watch it, because life can change. It's all about the routine and the habits that you have. If I'm eating like, oh, I can all sodium I want to wear a salt shaker, what do you think is eventually going to happen? I still have to respect this machine for what it is and still be mindful of things that I know that down the line, anything in excess like that could be detrimental. If I eat too much salt, if I eat too much sugar, if I eat too much fat, if I eat, especially not the good fats, the refined sugars, if I just take advantage of it and just keep eating, consuming, then I know my lifestyle. Schools probably don't have as much. Exactly. Anything that you have, and that's why I like to get the plain stuff so I can make it myself. Because when I make it, like I use broth, I use a reduced sodium broth. I use my sodium-free, salt-free seasonings to add the flavor. Because like I said, when they give you the seasonings, they are throwing in a lot of salt. They're throwing for a couple reasons, for flavor and for preservation. So yes, that's where you're getting a lot of this sodium. Great questions, Megan. Come on now, I love it. So y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope you got something from it. Again, reading the labels and knowing what your health issues are, or your health goals are, that is so important. Do not just assume. I think the biggest, let me know if your biggest surprise, what your biggest surprise was. But as far as the comparisons, I think the biggest surprise for me was the breads. Yes, you see this and just assume it's low carb tortilla, so I'm all the way in the game. That's what I'm just going to choose no matter what. But when we do the comparisons and it's like, whoa, okay, that bread is a solid choice. A solid choice, and probably the better choice if I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to have a sandwich or tacos. So there's something to think about. Now, if I just said I'm just going to do a sandwich or a wrap, then it's like, okay, I probably will go here. But be mindful. Don't just assume. Don't just assume. Megan says, my blood pressure is high, but I still try to get low sodium food because I tend to get heavy-handed with seasons. Yes. And that's another huge part. Know yourself and your habits. Know yourself and your habits, and how that can just change down the line. All right? How that can change your body down the line, should I say. All right? Well, I appreciate y'all. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something else out of this today. I hope always that you go back and look at your labels, look at your labels the next time that you get ready to eat. So this is Krystal Taylor signing off. I hope I've earned the privilege of your time. And if you have to be out in the streets, please be safe, because I want you healthy, I want you happy, and I want you here. All right, see y'all next time. Have a good one.